Namaste. Happy to be here to present one of our quarter malas that are taking place on the solstices and equinoxes in 2025. So that if you're doing all 4 of these classes with us at NYX Lounge in Gladstone, that you've completed a full mala in the year 2025. So should you have missed one or more, this is one of our equinox quarter malas. Our solstice quarter malas are 27 Surya Namaskar A sequences, but our equinox are going to be 7 rounds of Surya Namaskar A and then 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar B, and so that kind of turns up the heat in this practice. And I'm going to go back to practice, and we are here to get our bodies used to doing the physical practices. So this may not be a video that you're going to have some chakra cracked wide open or healed. That might be a different video. Maybe, if it happens, great, but that's you, not me, okay? So, what I want to say is, this is a practice to get the body used to the poses and to where you create some muscle memory to be able to do these things so that you can open yourself up to those more spiritual experiences that you may have in a class. Doing a video, once you've got this, your body has memorized this sequence perhaps, and you've paired it with some pranayama practices and meditation, then perhaps. So let's get started. I'm going to have a little background music. We've got a little theme of when we do this practice. We have some guitar going in the background. When you come live, you'll have a live guitar player. And then drums on the solstices, which is amazing, both things. So please join us at NYX Lounge. We're going to roll shoulders back and down just to get started. My partner that's with me today, practicing, and I have just come off of a pretty sweaty spin session, so we're quite warmed up. If you're not warmed up, if you're starting cold, I would suggest doing a little marching in place or a few things to warm your body up to get started. And let's ground our feet. We're going to pull your belly in and sweep your hands up overhead with your hands together. And you're going to exhale, you're going to tighten up your belly and your pelvic floor and swan dive either to your blocks or to the floor into a forward fold. And in your forward fold, the crown of your head will be parallel to the floor. Your ribs can press against your thighs. And we inhale and flatten the back. So you're going to reach your crown of your head forward. And on our next exhalation, we're going to put our hands on the floor of the blocks and step your feet to the back of the mat, lowering down to the floor. Your whole body is one. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And we're going to plant our tippy toes into the mat and exhale, roll across the toes and lift your hips to the ceiling for downward facing dog. Relax your jaw, let your heels press toward the floor. If we look forward and engage pelvic floor in your belly, you're going to step your right foot to the top of the mat, then your left foot beside your right. With a flat back, you're in half lift again. Exhale into the forward fold, bringing your ribs and thighs together. Parallel the crown of your head to the floor. On your next inhale, we're going to sweep arms up and bring your body upright to a salute. Looking up. And we can exhale back to mountain pose. is one sequence of Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. As we exhale, we fold hands to the floor, ribs to thighs. Inhale into a half lifted position. And plant your hands and step your feet back as we exhale through Chaturanga Dandasana. And inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. You can have your legs on the mat. Plant your toes, your tippy toes. Lift your hips and roll across the toes to downward facing dog as you exhale. We can look forward and inhale into the half lifted position. We'll step forward as few steps as we can into that half lifted position, and then exhale, fold. Let your hips and the backs of the legs lengthen out here. On your next inhalation, we're going to sweep our arms up overhead into the salute again. And exhale back to mountain. Inhale, sweep hands up overhead. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, sweep your chest forward for out dog or cobra. Across the tippy toes, we roll and lift hips on an exhale to downward facing dog. Hold downward facing dog briefly, and then we'll look forward, and on an inhale, we're going to step the feet to the top of the mat with a flat back for half lift. And exhale into a fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale back to mountain. Inhale, salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward and step into a half lifted position. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep arms up overhead. Salute. Exhale. Mountain. Inhale, salute. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's hold downward facing dog for a couple breaths. Let your heart open up by pressing the floor away, all 10 fingers. Allow your heels to drop closer to the mat. We're going to look forward on an inhale and step to the top of the mat. Into a half lift. Exhale into fold. Inhale. Sweep hands up. Salute. Exhale. Mountain. Inhale, salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, salute. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, salute. Exhale, forward fold. Don't forget to parallel your head to the floor. Ribs and thighs will meet, and then we inhale to the half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward and travel to the top of the mat and do a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Salute, exhale. Mountain. Let's stand in mountain. Get comfortable. We're on rounds 8 and 9. So, this will be our Surya Namaskar B sequence. And it begins in mountain. We're going to inhale. You're going to sit your hips back and hook into your ears with your biceps for chair. Hold chair for about 3 breaths. Look up between the space in your hands if you can. If you need a challenge. From chair, we go into the forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. This time we're going to look forward and bring only our right foot to the top of the mat. Sink your left heel at an angle and windmill your upper body. I didn't even do it right. Warrior 1. I tried to make you go to warrior 2. It's 1. Take 3 breaths. See, that's why we practice. And then we sweep hands to the floor. Exhale through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. And on your inhalation, you're going to look forward. Send your left foot to the top of the mat. Sink your back heel. And then we just peel the upper body off the top of the mat. Off the top of the leg. And then sweep hands down to the floor on an exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're going to step or float to the top of the mat for the half lifted position. That's how you land. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep arms up overhead. And we come back to chair. And then mountain. Okay? We're going to clean that up a little bit and do one more Surya Namaskar B. Starting in mountain. Inhale into chair. Exhale, forward fold. Keep breathing in, forward fold. Inhale into your half lift, just that flat back. Exhale through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot to the top of the mat while you sink the back heel at an angle, and we peel the upper body off the leg for warrior one. From warrior one, we exhale through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale as we step left foot to the top of the mat, sink back heel, and peel your upper body off your thigh for warrior one. Exhale through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale as you travel to the top of the mat into the half lift. Exhale, fold. And we're going to breathe and forward fold. And the next pose is actually a chair. So we bend the knees, lift the heart from the thighs into chair. And then into mountain. Take a breath. Take it in. If you're sweaty, that's good. It's just a detox. Second best detox, probably. So first, I think, is breath. So this is practice. If you haven't gotten everything you saw, my mistakes, there was more than two. That's why we practice. That B, throwing those two B's in there. All right, inhale, sweep arms up overhead. We'll go slow for a couple rounds. Exhale down to a forward fold. So remember the crown of the head is parallel to the floor here. Inhale into a half lift with a flat back. So if there was a glass of wine on my back, it wouldn't spill. Exhale through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to half lift. That's the flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Sweep arms up to the salute and exhale into mountain. Inhale. Salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Don't forget your fingertips should be gripping the mat. Exhale, down dog. We're going to inhale back to the half lift. Exhale to the fold. Inhale, sweep arms up for a salute and exhale. Mountain. Again, inhale. Salute. Exhale. Fold. Inhale. Half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. We're going to step or float to the top of the mat into the half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, salute. And exhale, mountain. Inhale, salute. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, travel to the top of the mat. To the half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Sweep hands up overhead. Exhale. Mountain. Inhale. To the salute. Exhale. Fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Into your half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, salute. Exhale. Mountain. Inhale, salute. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, into your half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep hands up overhead for salute. Exhale, mountain. And we're back to rounds, I believe 14 and 15. But it's back to Surya Namaskar B. So from mountain, we'll inhale into chair. We're going to hold for 3 breaths and send your thumbs back, look up, hips down. And then we're going to exhale into the forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to inhale and send the right foot to the top of the mat. Sink the left heel at an angle for warrior 1. Breathe in warrior 1. On your next exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. Down dog. Inhale, left foot to the top, sink back heel. Warrior 1. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And inhale, step, float to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. And inhale into chair. We're going to breathe 3 times in chair. have another round of that before we return to Surya Namaskar A. So, let's take a few breaths and let's agree to try to hold each of these poses in this next Surya Namaskar B for 3 breaths. But to still move on the inhale or exhale as guided. So there is a specific breathe in, breathe out to pair with which movement is inhalation or exhalation. Specific pattern of that. So we're going to start by inhaling into chair, and we'll hold for 3 breaths. Exhale into forward fold, hold for 3 breaths. Inhale into the half lift. So flatten your back, reach the crown of your head forward and the hips back energetically. And exhale all the way through the Chaturanga Dandasana. We'll hold Chaturanga. You can put knees down if need be. Inhale, up dog, 3 breaths. Exhale, down dog, 3 breaths. Looking forward on the next exhale, we're going to bring right foot to the top of the mat and sink left. And hands up overhead. We've got warrior 1. So sweep hands down on an exhale. Back through Chaturanga. Inhale up dog. We're not going to do those Chaturangas for that long. We will a few times, but not every time. Exhale, downward facing dog. And as you inhale, you're going to stick your left foot to the top of the mat. Feel your body. Exhale. Through Chaturanga Dandasana, we'll hold it this time. Now inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to step both feet to the top of the mat into the half lift. Hold. Push the crown of your head forward, shoulders back. And then exhale into your best forward fold yet. We will bend the knees and inhale into chair. And exhale, standing back into mountain. We've reached our final third of the quarter mala, so we'll go back to Sun Salutation A. Get comfortable, grab a drink if you need it. We'll start in mountain. We have 7 rounds of this, and then our final 2 rounds will be Surya Namaskar B again. Sweep hands up on an inhale. Salute. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat and step forward into half lift. Exhale, fold. Paralleling the crown of your head to the floor. Inhale, sweep arms up overhead. Exhale the mountain. Again. Salute on an inhale. Fold, exhale. Half left, inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Step to the top of the mat into the half lift on an inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back to your salute. And exhale, back to mountain. Inhale, salute. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale as you travel to the top of the mat and find yourself in half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, salute. And exhale, back to mountain. Let's slow 2 down. Inhale, do your salute, and we'll breathe. Exhale to your fold, and we'll hold. Inhale, half lift, hold. Nice flat back. Exhale through Chaturanga Dandasana. And we'll hold. And breathe. Knees can be down. And inhale into your upward facing dog and hold. Use your fingertips to press the mat away. And then roll across the toes and lift your hips. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Breathe. On your next inhale, look forward. Step into a half lift on an inhale. And on your next exhale, fold forward. The backs of the legs lengthen out. Just allow a little tension to release. On your next inhale, we're going to sweep your hands all the way up over your head and do the salute. And exhale to mountain. We'll do another one kind of slowed down like that. Inhale, reach arms up over your head. And then exhale into your fold, which we'll do for about 3 breaths to let the legs get their time. Next inhale, place your hands on your shins, press your crown of your head forward. We've got shoulders back and down for our half lift. Next exhale, we're going to take all the way through Chaturanga Dandasana. We'll hold. Next inhale, Press your heart forward. Knees can touch the floor if you like. You need a tiger paw, grip the mat with your hands. Upward facing dog. And then exhale to down dog. Inhale, look forward and step into the half lift. Exhale, fold. Let's inhale and sweep hands up. And exhale into mountain. So, we'll go a little quicker now. Inhale. Salute. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, travel to the top of the mat into a half lift and exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead for salute and exhale. Mountain. Inhale. Salute. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale into the half lift at the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, salute. Exhale, mountain. And now we've come to our last two sequences, which will be B, Surya Namaskar B. Okay. We begin in mountain. Turn just a little, so you can get an idea of the straight up and downness of when we go into an inhalation into chair. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot to the top of the mat, sink the back heel, and sweep your upper body toward the sky. Exhale through chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot to the top of the mat for warrior one. Exhale through chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale as we travel to the top of the mat for the half lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale into chair. And exhale to mountain. Ponytail's failing. This gets us a nice little breath before we go into our final sequence. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right foot to the top of the mat, left foot in warrior position. Arms up. Exhale through chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left foot to the top of the mat for left warrior one. Exhale through chaturanga dandasana. Exhale, down dog. And let's step to the top of the mat. Exhale. And inhale into chair. and hold. And then come back to home. That's Surya Namaskar B. Those last 2 rounds. Whew. So please come to NYX Lounge, complete this. If you've missed one of the 2 that will be this sequence, complete this one for however many times you missed. And look out for the Surya Namaskar A recording, which is also available, where it's just 27 Sun Salutation Sequence A. Namaste.